Hey guys, I'm not sure if you can see me. I can't figure this whole introverted phone thing visual out with these videos, but I had some people ask about how I do the mealworms and pictures of it, so I figured maybe a video would be easier to explain how the mealworms come about and how they recreate and all that stuff, and how our breeding system works here. So I'm gonna show you guys the breeding system. It's a short video, it's not long, so here we go. Alright, so this is our breeding worm system. It's really small. It's just a craft drawer that I bought off of Michaels.com at the craft store. And they are open, as you can see. I did not start with this. I started with more of a closed container, like a quart size. I think it were a couple, I can't remember how many quarts it was, from Walmart. We drilled holes in them and I kept the lids on them because I was scared they would get out. And then once I saw that they wouldn't, I moved to this because I started getting more and more bins of stuff. So these are the beetles. I just fed them lettuce, so you're gonna see a bunch of lettuce in here. The beetles are what lays the egg that produces the worm. So the beetles, as you can see, they just browse about, they eat, and then every couple weeks I will take them out of here and put the substrate that I use, which is cornmeal, into another bin, and then I'll put food in there, and within, you know, several weeks you'll start seeing baby worms come up. So the beetles are the last life stage. These are the ones that produce the eggs. So this is, like I said, the last life stage. So what I did was I ordered like 50 beetles off of eBay to start, and I ordered 50 pupas, I think, and like a couple hundred mealworms, maybe 1,000. So these are the beetle stage. After this stage they do die. So mine usually die after a couple months. They'll breed and they'll make babies and they'll eat, and then after a couple months you'll find a lot of them dead, usually a group of them, because usually a group of them transition at the same time. So here's our beetle bin. Here's another beetle bin. And they eat on lettuce, they eat on carrots. I feed mine 80% of the time, I feed them carrots. 10% of the time it's cucumbers, and then the other 10% of the time is usually lettuce, or I tried tomatoes, but it was very messy. So most of the time I just buy carrots for them. The little baby carrots usually work really good. So these are the worms. This is the whole purpose of this. A mealworm is what our small lizards eat. So our lizards, like Tango, the baby leopard gecko, she eats these. And as you can see, they are fairly small, and the lettuce is what they eat. They eat the carrots too, the cornmeal, they eat the same stuff. So like I said though, they're fairly small. They're not very big. I've never had one of these try to bite me. So these are our mealworms. That's the biggest ones we have right now. They're ready to feed. These are the ones that also usually turn into pupas. I'll show you the pupa stage, which is in between the mealworm and the beetle stage. It's kind of like a butterfly, where the caterpillar goes into a cocoon and it stays there. The pupa is like that cocoon. So there's mealworms there. There's mealworms in here that are around the same age, if not a little bit younger. These are the pupas. So like I said, it's kind of like a cocoon in a way. I don't usually pick them up. Sometimes they'll move in your hand. That one's probably gonna be a dead one. But let's see if I can get you a good visual. And they stay like this for several weeks before they become a beetle. And as you can see, I have raised the pupas up here, and then I have lettuce down here for whenever they turn into beetles. They can crawl off of there and they can't get back up. The beetles can't crawl and scale walls, which is why we use open bins, because they can get their airflow and they can't get out. So the pupas are here. Within a couple weeks they'll turn into a beetle. They'll walk off the side, they'll eat the lettuce, and then I'll put them into the beetle bin that I showed you earlier. Alright, and then I have more worms down here that aren't quite ready. As you can see, they're a little bit smaller, so I'm getting them fatter before I feed them to our lizards. These are even smaller than that. And right now I just fed them all lettuce, so they have a lot of lettuce. Now, I do not breed super worms, but I do have them. I buy them from Petco, 50 to 100 at a time, and I keep them in a substrate like cornmeal, and I feed them the same thing. and I will tell you why I do not breed superworms. The superworms, I googled it because they were trying to get me, like pinch me or bite me, but see, they're huge. This is what Rose eats, and this is what our very large leopard gecko eats. So 2 of our lizards eat these. These are a lot of dead ones down here that I have to move. But all of these are, they bury in there. You can see these are the big ones. These are the ones I do not breed. Hey Jackson. Jackson's with me. So I do keep these, but these are different. In order to get them to pupate, you have to seclude them into an area and basically starve them, so they will pupate and then turn into a beetle, which is a lot bigger. And I researched, being that they can bite and pinch. What's wrong, Jackson? I don't know where your phone is. You don't need phone time right now. You're about to go to bed. When they pupate, they turn into a bigger beetle, and I researched that they can actually bite and pinch. And I noticed that a couple of them, I gave them oranges one time, and they got a little wild on me, and they were all trying to reach around and bite me and pinch me. So I was like, this is not gonna work. So I ended up not breeding those, but I do breed the mealworms, so that's how it goes. They start as an egg that comes from the substrate in here. By substrate, I mean the cornmeal that we use. It's in there, you can see it. They start as an egg from there. They turn into the little worms, and then they turn into a pupa, which then turns into a beetle. And the beetles live for a couple months, and then they die off. So they basically just live to eat and reproduce. So anyway, this is our meal bin system. Instead of doing pictures, I want to do a video, show you guys how it works. And if you want to make one of your own and you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks.